Welcome to the Chaos Makes Sense podcast, brought to you by Smarter Chaos, where online performance marketing is all they do. Now, here's your host.
It's a great day, I'm feeling good.
Hi, I'm your host, Kimberly Henry, and I'm here with Matt Frary, Chief of Chaos from Smarter Chaos, and Mark Roth, founder of OfferVault.com. Today we'll be talking about marketing funnels, split testing, and optimizing for customer value. Now, before Matt and Mark join us, just a reminder that if you have questions or require assistance with your online performance marketing, you can reach Matt and the team at smarterchaos.com and on Facebook at facebook.com/smarterchaos. Matt, great to be talking with you today, as always.
Hey, Kimberly, how was your week?
Fantastic, and this weather could not be more perfect.
It's amazing. I mean, I'm down in Castle Rock, Colorado right now, and it looks like a summer day. Mm-hmm. But I swear, 2 days ago in Breckenridge, they were the largest snowflakes I had ever seen.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. And I met some people that were still skiing up at A Basin 2 days ago.
Mm-hmm. It's a strange weather year, but I'm taking the sunshine and running with it as long as we have it.
Yeah, we have the doors open at Smarter Chaos, wide open, little breeze blowing, and I literally just saw one of the guys here at Smarter Chaos roll past my window in one of his office chairs. So they're working outside today.
Sounds good. Mark, it's great to have you with us as well.
Wow, it sounds like you guys are out of control over there.
We try to have fun. I mean, it's no New York or L.A. or San Francisco, but Castle Rock's really the hub of everything for us. So.
Yeah, fun times. So, Matt, what's going on at Smarter Chaos besides wheeling out into the sunshine?
We're going to have to get set up for our parades that are going to be happening in town. We always get a front row view. So, we're just living the life, living the dream. We're, of course, setting up more campaigns. We just actually started following some of our own medicine and capturing email on our own websites and doing some retargeting and a lot of really fun stuff. And I can't wait to hear what Mark has to say today because, split testing is one of those things that we all want to do it. We just sometimes either don't get to it or we don't know how to. So I'm really excited to have my friend Mark Roth here on the phone today.
Yeah. So, Mark, tell us just a little bit about your background.
Sure. So I started in the industry myself as an affiliate marketer back in 2005 or so, doing pay-per-click and working with the CPA networks. And from there, I evolved into building tools for other, myself included. It started really based on my own needs as an affiliate marketer. And that's how I came up with the idea for OfferVault, which basically allows affiliates to compare offers between networks and see, who has which offer, compare the payouts and such. And that kind of grew into my core business over the last 6 years, I guess it is now, that since we launched OfferVault. Along the way, I started also a mobile CPA network called OfferMobi, which we sold in 2012. And now I'm back to focus on OfferVault again.
Yeah, and it's amazing, Kimberly. When I first started ROI Rocket in 2005, that's the same year Mark, it sounds like he started doing affiliate marketing. I think he was one of our first affiliates at that time. And it was always one of these things where it was like super elusive. Affiliates don't really like to give up what they do. So he'd always be like, hey, Mark, so what kind of traffic are you sending, and he had figured out, tools for himself or search or maybe review sites or, et cetera, et cetera. And he was always a very successful affiliate. So it was no wonder that he then figured out he could add value by basically logging into practically every affiliate network out there and then putting one place together called OfferVault where you could see all of the offers in one place. And he really leveled the playing field. And I remember when he did that, I thought, man, that's brilliant. That's one place where you can actually go and, see what you could get paid out on any offer you wanted to look at.
Sounds like you're a leader in the marketplace, and we're in good hands today with the topic that we have.
Well, I hope so. Hopefully, I could add some value here today and tell all listeners about some of the things that we're doing here.
Yeah, maybe Mark will finally give up his secrets.
So, Mark, what are you doing with marketing funnels?
Well, part of what we do at OfferVault is we do a lot of training and courses and things like that to help affiliates, learn about traffic and all different things about internet marketing. And so as part of that process, obviously you need to sell all these things. So that's why, we've been very involved with, the marketing side. So it's also an interesting thing about internet marketing is that when you sell internet marketing training products, you're using the internet marketing techniques to sell those same products. So it's kind of like a vicious circle there. But, internet marketers, obviously we're very in tune with what's working and what the latest techniques are. And marketing funnels are a really hot topic right now. And basically, just to give a really quick, version of what that is basically, a funnel is you bring people into the funnel, your end consumers, you bring them into the top of the funnel with either a free or a very low price offer, and then you move them down the funnel with more and more expensive products as they go through your funnel, and you're presenting different offers to them during this process. And that's basically, the concept of it. And it's very effective, and some people might know it as one-time offers or upsells and downsells. That's all kind of part of it. But it's gotten a little bit, more sophisticated over the past, couple of years. One of the things that we've kind of added into the mix more recently is the idea of selling, we still give away free things at the top of the funnel, free reports, tools, whatever they may be, to kind of get people started and get them, into the marketing funnel. And basically you're getting an opt-in and you could market to them again as well. But then we're also experimenting with very low price offers right after that or directly as the first entry point. And that could be like a $10 offer or a $5 offer or something in that range. Or it could be more depending on, the types of products you're selling and the value of the other products in your funnel. But the idea is that by selling this low price product, you're basically getting the person to become a customer. And someone that has become a customer is more likely to buy more things more quickly and more readily than anybody else. Even if it's a small thing. It's a psychological thing.
So we know that everybody likes free, so you start with free, right, Mark? And you get them to opt in, and then you got that relationship. Mm-hmm. And now you got the relationship, you give them some content, they get some free stuff, they trust you, and you're talking a lot about info products. Is that mainly what you're talking about here?
Well, we are talking about info products, but it doesn't necessarily have to confine itself to just info products. It definitely works well with info products, but you could do this with physical products too. And people are doing it with physical products. Now, e-commerce stores, I haven't necessarily figured the best way to do e-commerce stores because I'm not that really, familiar with marketing as far as e-commerce stores, but there's definitely angles you could approach with that as well.
Yeah, we've seen it happen, if you look at some of the Beach Mint products or a lot of these subscription boxes. I mean, they follow exactly kind of the formula that you're talking about. I mean, they'll offer a free profile or color screening on your makeup or wardrobe analysis or something like that. They build some sort of relationship with you on the top of the funnel. They get your email address, and then they start to build that relationship with you. Maybe it's a survey. Maybe it's a personal style creator, something like that.
Right.
And then it moves it down the funnel, just exactly like you're
exactly.
talking about.
And speaking of surveys, we found surveys to be very effective. The data itself that you get from the survey can be valuable, and it could help you direct the customer to, one thing or another, depending on the types of things they answer. And also in aggregate, that data could be valuable. But it's the survey process itself that has the most value because for some reason, that's a psychological trigger that people feel like they're getting involved and they're interacting, and they become seemingly much more receptive once they take a survey.
Yeah, people don't realize that it's not what you're selling that's the gold. People forget that, the information and someone's trust, the willingness for them to receive emails from you, to opt into your list, to be a part of your company. I mean, that's the gold. That's really, what's traded online. And And frankly, if you have that gold and you have that person's trust and they're willing to, answer a survey or go down that funnel and go along that path with you, if you earn that trust, you should do everything you can to keep it, right?
Absolutely. And, that brings up an interesting point as far as you were saying about, get them into the funnel and then, serve them content, build a relationship, which is true, but we also do it immediately. I mean, in other words, the second they're into that funnel, we move them down the funnel instantaneously, right then and there. I mean, if they buy the first product, they get to show them the second product and the third product. It's all right in real time, essentially. But if they don't, if they stop at any point in the funnel and they don't buy, then we plug them into various email lists depending on where they left off in the funnel, and then we continue to market and deliver content both to them, over a more extended period of time, and that has added a tremendous amount of value per customer, by adding those email sequences in there.
Yeah, it's really like sowing the field. I mean, you've got to tend to the crop. You've got to make sure your customer list is, going to always bear fruit, and that you've got a great relationship with them, and be able to keep growing, that field rather than maybe a slash and burn technique or something like that, where you just try to get the dollar out of the pocket. And unfortunately, I think a lot of internet marketers get a bad rap, just trying to get the dollar. But as we've learned you can't exist online as long as you have, or as long as we have, without, doing it the right way. So it's super interesting.
You want to give a lot of value, definitely.
Yeah, great summary, Matt. We're going to turn the direction of the conversation here in just a moment to split testing, which you mentioned earlier, Matt. But right now it's time to take a quick break. We'll be back in just a moment with Matt Frary from Smarter Chaos and Mark Roth from Offer Vault.
More Chaos Makes Sense after this.
Impact Radius is revolutionizing the performance marketing industry with its solutions for advertisers and agencies. Founded by industry veterans in 2008, the company is fundamentally changing the performance marketing landscape. Go to impactradius.com today to learn more about their industry-leading solutions, including tag management, media management, affiliate tracking, mobile app tracking, and more.
Affiliates make more money from your audience promoting Mtelligence. Mtelligence provides small businesses with the tools to engage, encourage, and measure customer satisfaction in real time with custom mobile surveys, rewarding participation with mobile coupons, while simultaneously building opt-in, SMS, and email marketing solutions. Take advantage as an affiliate by promoting the Mtelligence free trial offer and earn up to $20 per transaction. Join our affiliate program at mtelligence.co.
Nothing, yes, nothing that a brand or advertiser says about their product is nearly as influential as what is shared online by women. She Is Media is a unique and one-of-a-kind community designed to embrace women bloggers and their ability to share their story and drive the moment of intent. Join the Sisterhood of Sharing at sheismedia.com and make money recommending products and services that matter to you. Join sheismedia.com.
It's time now for more Chaos Makes Sense.
And I'm back with Matt Frary and Mark Roth. Mark, what is the visitor value and lifetime value?
Well, that's really a key component, and it's something that's super important to understand when you're building a funnel and when you're analyzing the data of the people going through your funnel and the sales that are being made. So basically what it boils down to is it's all about lifetime value. What is the customer worth ultimately throughout the course of the relationship with them? So if they buy a $10 product today, but what do they buy over the course of your, entire relationship? And in a funnel, that could be, we consider the value of the marketing funnel. So it might be the value for what they bought today, if they bought a whole bunch of products today, or like I was saying before, with some of those emails that bring them back into the funnel. So it might take a little longer, but basically it's, what do they buy over the course of time out of all the products in your funnel? it's all mathematics in the end. You have to average out the average value per customer. So let's say that some people only buy the $10 product, but then other people buy, $150 worth of product. So, and then when you average it all together, you might say that the average value for the customer going through the funnel is $75, let's say. So then that's the value, and then it gives you a number that you could use when you're talking about acquiring new customers into your funnel, so you know how much you can spend.
Definitely.
So that's a really crucial number to understand, and it's important to have a system that can track all that, and not every system can.
And I think it's really interesting because a lot of marketers, a lot of merchants online, they think of the value of the customer as just that one-time transactional, first 24 or 48 hours. They forget that an LTV of a customer is, it could be over the year, it could be over the course of the year, and really, what you're willing to pay for that customer should take that into account.
Yeah. So, Mark, how do you use split testing?
Well, split testing is really important, and we learned some really interesting things in the past few months as we have started to implement some of these new techniques. So first of all, split testing in itself is, like I said, it's crucial, and we really don't launch anything without an initial split test. And the tool we use to do that is called Visual Website Optimizer. There are several tools out there. That's just the one that we use, and a lot of people do. It's pretty easy to use. It doesn't cost a lot of money. It's got like a WYSIWYG editor, which you could like change a headline. Let's say if you want to split test 2 different headlines on your page, or 2 different images, or a different button color, whatever it may be. And it's very easy to set up, and basically it'll just divide the traffic between the two or more, elements, and then you can see which is the winning combination. But the really interesting thing that we found out was that the winner of the split test up front on your landing page may not be the overall winner when you consider the lifetime value of the customer. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. Let's say you could split test prices, for example, and you could say certain customers were testing $29 price, and certain customers were testing a $49 price. And you might see the winner be one or the other, but then when you look at the lifetime value, and this is where the tracking is so important, because not every system can track this, and you can make sure it can. But the bottom line is that the customer that comes in at a lower price might be worth more when they consider what they buy later on in the funnel. Or the customer that comes in with one particular offer on the front end versus a different offer on the front end, one of them might be worth a lot more than the other over the course of the lifetime as they go through the funnel. Does that make sense, Matt?
Yeah,
Am I explaining that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it sounds like a lot of science goes into really the whole marketing process.
Yeah, so don't be fooled, by an initial split test, because if offer A beats offer B in the upfront split test on your first entry point on the landing page, it doesn't necessarily mean that that's the winner when you consider the full value across the entire funnel. That's really the gist of one of the coolest things I think that we learned over the past months.
Yeah, and then you really have to be, you've got to have a passion to jump into those numbers and be able to watch that. Plus, you have to have the tools. I mean, what kind of tools are you using for this?
Well, we're actually using a new system that was developed by another marketer called Marketer CRM that tracks this kind of information. And there's actually another tool that just came out. I think it's still in beta. They just released it. It's called SamCart, which is also really interesting. It does some of the same types of tracking of these numbers. And that one looks really interesting. And, that's just the way it is with technology. You invest, blood, sweat, and tears into getting a system up and running, and then as soon as you do that, then you see another system that looks great, and you want to try that one. It's an occupation.
Yeah, that's the hardest part. It's an art form. It's a science. There's all kinds of tools. It's great to hear some of the ones that you use, though, because a lot of people don't know where to start with this, frankly. Right. So
really at a minimum, just start with split testing at least some of the things on your landing pages, the headlines, maybe the images, the button colors, things like that, the calls to action, and use just a simple tool like, Visual Website Optimizer. There's another one called Optimizely. they're not that hard to set up and use. So I would definitely start at least there.
We'll be back in just a moment with more from Matt and Mark. Right now, it's time for Chaos Makes Sense. And I'm back with Matt and Mark. Mark, what's getting you excited and out of the bed in the morning these days?
Well, to be honest, it's this stuff that we're talking about right now. I mean,
Great answer.
We started to, put this funnel together, the one that we're doing now, which has various info products in it, and we started this back, I guess, around January. And, we've been testing it with live traffic for about a month and a half now. And it's really exciting to, log in every day and see what's happening and watch as the traffic comes in and how it affects the numbers. So, yeah, that's what I'm excited about right now.
Great. I'm going to keep that. Okay. So that's about all the time we have today. I want to thank you guys for hanging out and sharing your expertise with us. If you want to get in touch with Matt and his team, you can reach them at smarterchaos.com, or Matt's Twitter handle is @chiefofchaos. You can reach Mark via email at mark@offervault.com. That's it for us, but if you can think of someone who might benefit from what we've covered here today, they'll thank you for forwarding this episode on to them. Matt, Mark, thanks so much.
Okay, thanks, Kimberly.
Thank you so much, Kimberly. Hey, Mark, great talking to you, and thanks for all the great info.
Thanks for listening. At Smarter Chaos Online Performance Marketing, we do it all. We create order from chaos, and we will drive your sales. Contact us today at smarterchaos.com. That's www.smarterchaos.com.